Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time, I know. You see, Northern Ireland has been Northern Irelanding me. I made a video about one of the support work interviews that I attended, and I shared the interview questions on my channel here, and I got a lot of feedback from that video. In fact, I must say that's the best video I have made so far on this channel. That's my favorite video. At that time, I had not even worked as a support worker, but now having worked in a support residence, housing for residents, and seeing all that goes on in that kind of setting, and the roles of a support worker is slightly different from that of a care assistant. I thought to come and answer these questions. Some of those questions I did not answer them well, so I thought to come and answer those questions better now because I have better understanding as a support worker. So I'll be sharing about 2 or 3 of those questions here. The first one, I had to go and watch that video again, and I noted down the questions. If a service user gets upset and begins to display some challenging behaviors, how would you handle it? So initially I thought those challenging behaviors were basically that of dementia patients. As much as that is also relevant, we're talking about support work, especially when you're working in a learning disability center. There's a little twist about it. It's not like all of them behave like dementia patients. So some are just people with learning disability. They have loads of independence, but you just need to give them slight support. So this kind of question, this is the way I would have answered it. I have here that people with learning disabilities are mostly non-communicable. Is that English correct? Most of the time, they are not able to talk. They are not able to make meaningful conversations. Some of them just, make sounds, but they're not really verbal. They easily get frustrated and agitated when their needs are not met. For instance, somebody that cannot, express how they feel, and maybe they have been sitting on a chair or on a wheelchair for such a long time, and even when we sit down for too long sometimes, or when you stand for too long, we begin to feel some discomfort. So when they are in discomfort, they can display some challenging behaviors, or when their needs are not met, or maybe somebody that is hungry but cannot tell you, they don't know how to tell you that they are hungry, or somebody is thirsty, they don't know how to tell you they are thirsty. Somebody wants to see their parents, they don't know how to communicate it to you. You can really get them infuriated, or maybe you're asking them too many questions. Somebody that cannot really talk, you're talking too much to that person, or maybe that person is just not in the mood. So when they are displaying such behaviors, one important thing about answering this question is that in any kind of setting, whether care home or support home or whatever, you need to get familiar with each of these clients' care plan, because in their care plan it would have been stated what their favorite things to do are, what their aggravations or agitations or challenging behaviors that they display from past experience. They would have written it down in their care plan, so you get familiar with these things. And also they would have written down how to de-escalate such situations. Maybe when they are showing you some challenging behaviors, this is what they prefer that you do to them that would de-escalate the situation. So if you have gone through their care plan, it would give you better understanding. So in answering such question, do not forget to mention each of their care plans, because you treat each client the way they want to be treated differently. You don't generalize it. Even though their care plans might be similar, you should also mention that each client has to be individualized. You have to tailor their care to their individual needs. So some of the challenging behaviors that they can display, from stamping their feet, somebody can just get angry on the social media and be stamping their feet. Someone might be giving him or herself blow on the head, trying to poke out their their socket, their eyes from the eye socket. They might, they might be shouting, they might be biting themselves, slapping themselves, and even transfer the aggression to the people caring for them or supporting them. So make mention here that they might, want to take off their clothes. Some of them might want to go naked. There's something called comfort object or something. So some of them enjoy doing something or holding something. For instance, somebody might just enjoy holding a pen. and that's like a comfort object for that person. Once that pen drops, the person can get easily aggressive and agitated. And what you might just need to do to that person is to pick up the pen and give it back to that person. Yeah. So it can be as easy as that. Also, prompt them, like try to redirect their attention to something else. Ask them, are you thirsty? Just use simple words to ask them questions. Use simple words to give them instructions, because obviously some of them have capacity. So use simple words. You can also use, there's something called this and that method. So this and that method means you're using prompts, like it may just be a picture or a flash card that has a picture of something on it. Like say you want to get someone ready for a walk. So you can show them a prompt that shows jackets. So you show them the jackets, then you show them that you're taking a walk. Another picture of maybe the playground, so the person is able to assimilate those simple words, that okay, jacket, then a walk or playground. They know what to expect, and immediately just hold out the jacket, let them wear the jacket, and then they understand that, oh, I'm going to get ready to go for a walk. Also, what you also can do is, some of them prefer some musical collections. You can play them the music collection. Some of them, they find relief when they shower, so you can take such person for a shower. Some might just need to visit the toilet, to ease themselves, and they would be better. Some might just be hungry, you may need to offer them their favorite food. Some may be thirsty, you may need to offer them water. So you can use any of these methods to help them with their challenging behaviors. You can just call out their name, so person, like Bimbo, stop. Stop. Don't use too many words, don't use big grammars, don't talk too much, especially for those that cannot communicate properly. So that takes me to the next question that I want to address, and that question says, what are the challenging behaviors to expect from people with learning disabilities, or people with schizophrenia or dementia or epilepsy and the likes? So majorly, it should have been written in their care plans again, and such behaviors I highlighted them in my previous questions. So some of those behaviors are attributed to people with learning disabilities. Another question that I think I didn't address properly in that video is that if you notice that your colleague, a support worker, is abusing one of the residents or one of the service users, what would you do? So this question, after that time I made that video and I have attended other interviews, these questions have been recurring. This particular question, what would you do? Like 2 questions keep recurring. If a service user falls, what would you do? Or if you find out a service user has, given up on the bed, they've passed, what would you do? What you have to do is just to press the emergency buzzer, bring everybody together, and make sure you document. And also this other question that says that if you have observed or if you notice that a service user has been abused by your colleague, what would you do? So I went as far as checking Google for that particular question, and that misled me. So the answer is very simple, short and straightforward. What you would do in that condition or in that situation, there are just 2 things that they want you to talk about. Number 1 is that you're going to whistle blow, kind of. You're going to escalate that issue, meaning that you're going to inform your line manager, and also that you're going to document what has happened. So those 2 answers are very crucial for this particular question. Describe what you offer a satisfactory service to a client. So there are so many examples that I can talk about. You can use your experience in care, or even if you have worked as a support worker, you should have 1 or 2 examples. Make sure you give them like real-time scenarios. Yes, they like stories. And the last question is that if you take a service user on a socials and they start to display some challenging behaviors, or they try to abscond, like run away, what would you do? So having talked about all these challenging behaviors, especially from those with learning disability, if now you have taken them on a walk, or some of them, they enjoy taking a ride in their own personal cars, so you may have times of the week that they go on a ride or they go on a walk, or they visit family. Like say you're taking them on social call, maybe to a playground or to an event, or you're taking them to their family, and they try to abscond or try to start displaying some of these challenging behaviors that we talked about, shouting, stamping their feet, banging, and even trying to, throw you some blows. What would you do? So you can use some of the methods that I've mentioned before now. You can try to de-escalate that situation, playing their favorite music, asking if they need water or if they need food, offering them their favorite meal, telling them about, like, we are going to your mommy, going to your mommy. Just do something to de-escalate the situation. And if it's getting worse, it's not getting better, put a call through to your line manager, and from there you would know what next to do. So basically, I just said I should come and address these questions again, as they would help some people that would be going for any kind of support work interview. I hope this has been helpful, and thank you if you have watched up to this point. If you are a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing, and if you're a returning subscriber, I always appreciate it. Thank you, and I hope to see you in my next video.